여기까지 올 수 있던 것 같아요. 엄마 사랑해요.
네,
Ji-hoon has kept the promise he made 3 years ago. With his tournament winnings, he now supports the family. So he guns for the biggest prize of all. $20,000 will be his if he defends his title at the World Cyber Games. Welcome to Seoul, capital of South Korea, a city of dizzying broadband access. Over half of Korea's population of 47 million has internet access, one of the highest rates in the world. And there are 3 24-hour cable channels devoted to nothing but computer games.
I stay tuned to the game channels all the time. Even while doing other things, I have them on.
In Korea, there's even death by computer games. One South Korean died in an internet cafe after playing non-stop for 86 hours. Another collapsed and died after a 50-hour marathon. Sitting still, barely moving for hours on end, they can develop poor circulation and clots in the legs, what's often known as the economy class syndrome.
Actually, in Korea, there are some news report that some people die after the heavy computer games. More than two days or 3 days, they collapsed and they finally expired.
Today in Cyber City, members of Korea's 13 pro gaming teams are preparing for the Computer Game Olympics, the World Cyber Games, an activity that actually entails sweating. A game can last over 3 hours, and 6 can be played in a day. So hot favorite Ji-hoon is hitting the gym to build stamina. Ji-hoon belongs to a team of pro gamers who live and train in a cross between a boot camp and a college dorm. They go by the name G.O., the greatest ones.
this is Yi Jae-hoon. He's the most experienced player on our team, and he used to be the captain. Now here, this is Park Young-min, and he's got really broad shoulders. He's a good player as well, and he's really hard-working. And this here is Kim Song-gi. He's our latest recruit. He practices a lot.
The GO team specializes in the wargame Starcraft. Each has a legion of female fans whom they will never have time to date because the team practices until 3 a.m., 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. They've traded their social lives for superhuman speed. Ji-hoon's keyboard rounds up his troops. His mouse tells them where to go. How fast a player does this is measured in actions per minute, or APM. The average player barely reaches 100. Ji-hoon has hit APMs of 370. Ji-hoon's superhuman abilities have aroused the interest of the medical community. Doctors are curious to find out if it's genetics that make a pro gamer special. With a casual player as a control subject, they're about to probe the secrets of Ji-hoon's brain. What makes him so extraordinary? The players are led into a room where they play Starcraft against each other. When the game starts to pick up, radioactive glucose is injected into their bloodstream. The most active parts of their brains get more blood flow and hence more glucose. Minutes later, the players undergo a brain scan. The results could explain why some people play for hours every day, but never achieve the same level of skill as pro gamers. The results surprised the doctors. The scan shows that 2 parts of his brain were most active. The frontal lobe, where huge amounts of stimuli were being processed, and the limbic area, which seems to suggest that his decisions were being made instinctively. Playing Starcraft to Ji-hoon feels almost like typing to a secretary, the fingers instinctively finding the keys. The amateur player, on the other hand, was using the part of his brain responsible for vision. Like everyone else, he was consciously deciding his response to every movement he saw on screen. But Ji-hoon's lightning reflexes will probably slow down by the age of 25.
Of course, the difference is really small, very small. But just reaction is 0.00005 second is very important for the game.
Guillaume Patry is 23 and retired. 6 years ago, determined to be a pro gamer, he arrived in Seoul, cashless, clueless, and without knowing a single word of Korean. Armed with exotic looks and super fast fingers, Guillaume, the French-Canadian, soon became Korea's golden boy. But at 23, those fingers are slowing down. Guillaume retired, settling down in his new home.
Korean national food, kimchi. It's usually better when you make it yourself instead of when you buy it in a place like here, but since I don't know how to make it myself. Korean ramen, very spicy. I used to not be able to eat them, but now I kind of got used to it after 6 years. 그거 찍는 거 있죠? 그 스티커 같은 거. 네. If you get 50 of those, you get to watch movies or yeah, basically, yeah. I don't know. My girlfriend, she wants me to keep them all.
Geeks are sexy, because here, a hot date is a game of Starcraft in an internet cafe.
There's one PC room right here on the second floor, and there's another one on the other side of the street. And this is not even a downtown area or a very crowded area. So those places, people go there instead of playing at home with their, they go there to play with their friends. It's a Korean social thing.
Movies are so last season. To hang with the cool chicks, you gotta push all the right buttons.
Everything's a trend here, so like when something gets to a certain level of popularity, it's just like it booms, so everybody does it.
We date very often, so we can't go to the cinema every day. Sometimes we spend time in the PC bang because the costs are low.
It was from these internet cafes, called PC bangs, that the first pro gaming teams emerged. Bang owners started to organize their most talented customers. If you're not good enough to show off in your neighborhood PC bang, you're probably not cut out to be a pro gamer.
Some of the famous pro gamers nowadays, they were known as being the best player in a certain area.